Beto O'Rourke, Texas. 16th District, U.S. House of Representatives. Since 2013, I believe. He's 45 years old. He's going up against Ted Cruz for U.S. Senate seat. We're going to learn all about him here in a second. Hang on a minute. A few days ago, Texas had their primary elections. If you're new to politics, this basically just narrows the field down to one Democrat and one Republican. And O'Rourke won a chance to go up against Cruz in November. So he's the Democratic nominee. It's going to take a lot to beat Cruz, and let's make no mistake about it. But I believe if anybody in Texas can do it, it's probably going to be O'Rourke here. The 16th Congressional District in Texas is the El Paso region, where O'Rourke is very well known. But if you don't live in that region, he's probably not very well known to you. He studied English literature at Columbia and was the captain of the rowing team. When he graduated in 1995, he went into the technology industry and eventually started a tech business with his wife. Mostly software, I believe, and building websites and stuff like that. O'Rourke's wife still runs the tech company to this day. He's almost 100% Irish. His dad was a judge, and he tragically died, I think it was 2011, in an accident. He was riding his bike and he got hit by a car. Here he is pictured with Amy. This is his wife. In 2005, he ran for El Paso City Council and won. And he stayed with that for a few years. And in 2012, he ran for a U.S. House of Reps seat against a very tough primary field of Democrats and won the nomination. He went on to win the general election, and he ran again in 2014 and was reelected, and once again in 2016 and was reelected. Now he has decided he wants to be a U.S. Senator and sort of graduate through the ranks of politics. But he's got his work cut out for him. He's going up against the famous Ted Cruz. This election is very interesting for a number of reasons, and we're going to get into them now. Most people in America know who Ted Cruz is, so I shouldn't even have to mention him. And I am going to briefly. The biggest thing that stands out with Ted and myself is, other than his money-grabbing politics and work for corporations and representing the Tea Party and all that stuff, when I think of Ted Cruz, I think of him plagiarizing Dr. Seuss in an effort to oppose Obamacare and gain support. He took the words of green eggs and ham and changed it to convey how much he hates Obamacare. Dr. Seuss was a major bleeding heart liberal Democrat. And he wrote that book as a lesson to teach children not to judge something by their looks. and that they wouldn't know if they liked something until they actually had experience with what they're not liking. Actually try it before you say you don't like it, and don't judge it by outside influences, rumors, all that kind of stuff. So that was the moral of the story, and Ted took it like a childish moron, and used it for his campaign. Dr. Seuss, if he was alive, would have stood up and opposed it and probably sued the guy. That's what stands out. And I know there's a billion other political issues that should stand out, but that's what I think of when I think of Ted Cruz. Just, O'Rourke is known for a lot of things. He's opposed to the war on drugs, and says the whole issue can be rethought and liberated. He supports legalization of pot. He endorsed Hillary Clinton. He stands for gay and lesbian rights. He's opposed to Trump's immigration policies. As a whole, he tends to stand up and be the voice for issues that are liberal and democratic, but some Democrats don't have it in them to stand up and fight for. And that's where O'Rourke kind of fills this void. He can be a voice. He can go on to be one of the biggest and most powerful Democrats in the history of the United States. And I think he will if he keeps on going. If he keeps on fighting. If he gets this seat, he's well on his way. And we're probably going to see a presidential campaign at some point in the future. I know that's a bit premature right now, but we can mark my words on that. He's a good man. He's not afraid of a good fight. He's going to have to work hard. He's going to have to go for it, and I hope he gets the Democratic support. The whole party needs to get behind him, not just Texans. Everybody needs to find out more about this guy and support him. I think he's a winner, and if he beats Cruz, oh boy, look out. Midterm primaries had the largest voter turnout in Texas since 2002. But it wasn't just Democrats. Democrats showed up in full force, but Republicans did also. So, and they proved that they still support Ted. They're still bright red, and so Rourke's got to tap that voter base of young people and voters who stopped taking part of the system, just lost all hope and just gave up. He has to rekindle that vote. And if I were him, I'm no advisor, but he's got to go into colleges. He has to educate. He has to get the young people fired up and wanting to take part in the system. He has to get people registered to vote. He has to go after the poor market, the Mexican market, just the minority voter base of Texas. He's going to have to find a way to fire these people up and get them involved. So I'd be on the college campuses. I'd be at the skateboard parks. I'd be at anywhere where there's young people. That's where I would be. That's the key here for him to have a prayer in the general election. And I think he can do this. And a lot can happen between now and November. But he's going to have to really, really, really work hard, and not just him, but all his people and all the other Democrats. And they're going to have to buy those shirts and talk on Facebook and just get the word out there how important this race is, and that it can be won. I think a lot of people don't vote because they think it can't be won, but it can be. It's just going to take an awful lot of work and a lot of passion. And I think O'Rourke can do it. This is not going to be easy.